Hello everyone, welcome back to the Acquahs. I am India.
As usual,
It's been a while since we did a sit-down video. We've been meaning to do this video since our anniversary, which is March 14th. This March 14th was 3 years of marriage for us, and we wanted to do a video about one thing both of us have learned while being married. We're not coming as marriage experts because we are babies in marriage.
We're still learning.
We're learning a lot.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to share with you all one thing we've learned. Not only just being a married couple, not just being a black couple, we're also an intercultural couple who are met in a different country and live in a different country, and trying to navigate life through all of that. And also we've had a baby in a different country. So you can start with.
I think what I've learned within this 3 years period of our marriage is, to me, is patience. I say patient because I know where I'm coming from. Then I was a bit temperamental. I don't know if it's lack of understanding because of, like she said, she coming from different country altogether. I'm also coming from different country, different culture, irrespective of we have the same color.
Yes.
When we started, things wasn't as rosary as like I thought. And then so any little thing, then I get upset. Any little things that I'm not even supposed to be upset, I get upset about it. And thanks to my wife, I would say, like, she has really tried, because she's the type. I was the type that when there's an issue, of course there will always be an issue. If there's an issue, I just sleep over. I sleep over it. Sometimes 2 days, 3 days. Like, I'm that type. Like, I won't even mind you. But she happens to be the type that when there's an issue, we need to address it before we go to sleep. Man, it was even. I'm still learning, because sometimes.
And both of us are learning in that area.
Yeah, it's very difficult for me. Like those kind of like men pride. You understand? Yeah, the ego. So sometimes I don't even want to talk about it, and then she will also get upset because we need to address it, because you cannot sleep over your anger, or how do you say it? You use some sentence like that, phrase like that. But when I remember that, I would say.
Come on, the wrath. Don't go to sleep when you're wrath.
Yes.
It's a Bible scripture.
Yeah. So
don't let the sun go down on your wrath.
Exactly. So I started thinking about the whole thing, because sometimes, there are certain things that when instead of us discussing about it and you leave it like that, it escalates. It turns into different thing altogether. Maybe at the back of my mind, that is not what I am thinking, but she will take it that way because like time has passed. You understand? So I realized that no, I have to change my way. And as time went on, I started to understand her ways. And now look, fine. Being in a relationship as in courtship of like the normal girlfriend and boyfriend, it is way different from when you get married and you under one roof. Like, to me, because I realized that it was a different ball game altogether. I need to be able to be patient and understand her from her point of view. You understand? Yeah. So that is what I have learned so far. In general, I would say it is patience, because if you don't have that patience, you can't be able to understand your spouse or your partner. So that is what I have learned so far. Yeah, I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense, but
No, it does.
yeah. That is what is patient to me. And funny enough, I have applied it to my everyday movement or everyday living. Even when I go out like that, you meet different kinds of people. You may never know what happened to that person a day before. You know, like some people will even attack you with, not attack with fight or something, sometimes misunderstanding and all that. If you don't have that, if you don't take your time, you also say certain things that will even block your chance or something, depending on what is at stake. So with that, I have applied it to my everyday things. There are certain things I just ignore. There are certain things you have to talk about. There are certain things I don't talk about. That doesn't mean I've harbored it in me. I have just blended it and washed it away, and then life still goes on. Because when you don't have that, you can't even keep friends. You can't keep anybody. Everybody will just be running away from you like that. So it seems my marriage has really helped me, and yeah. So that is what I've learned so far. What about you?
I have learned, it's two things, but maybe we'll do a part two.
Yeah.
What marriage has taught me is communication. And I know that's like cliche, but generally, like, especially since we're an intercultural couple, communication is huge because we communicate so differently. He coming from Ghana, I'm coming from America. Already just being a man and a woman, you just communicate. The culture is different. What you say, the words that you use are different. I remember one time my husband came home. I had cleaned all day, cleaned the apartment, and he came in and is like, "You have really tried." And I'm like, "What?" In my mind, I'm like, "What? Tried?" Not knowing in his language that means no, you've done good, you've done well, you really. I was so confused. I was thinking like, tried? How dare him? I'm tired. But when I asked, I'm like, why did you say tried? And then he explained to me what that means. And also, I don't know if you remember, we was watching there's a I don't want to call it a podcast, but Bishop Ivy Hilliard, he had they were doing a marriage thing. He does the apostle conversations here on YouTube. I advise y'all to check it out. It has been a blessing to my life. But they were doing an episode on marriage, and they had 3 or 4 different couples on there of other pastors. And he was saying the thing about communication is you have to learn the communication language of your spouse. And that is so true, because you have to learn to communicate in their language. Oh, our baby just woke up. So, that's what I learned. I had to learn that I have to understand how he speaks, how he communicates, because it may be different from where I cross. Our daughter woke up. Okay, so our daughter's back from her nap. But what I was saying is about communication, learning the communication language of my spouse. Yeah. Learning to exercise understanding in that, not necessarily trying to change that person, but navigating some understanding with each other, learning how to convey the message better and more clear so we can understand each other. Exactly. Because we do have different cultures, we do say things differently. So that's one of the major things that I learned. Mm-hmm. Also with communication, there's so many different avenues of communication. How to talk to each other, how to understand each other's communication language. It's just so many different. It's so simple, but it's something that involves so many different things. So that's the things that we've learned since 3 years of marriage, and maybe we'll do a part 2.
Exactly.
I have another one. So
me too.
So stay tuned. I know it's been a while for a sit-down video, but we do plan to do more. We got more videos, more vlogs coming your way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you next video. Oh, and like, comment, and subscribe. And for the married folks out there, tell us some things that you've learned, because I know many of you out there have more than likely been married longer than we have. So share some things that you've learned in your marriage. Give us some tips. All right, see you next time.